Dominican Republic looks like paradise. Everybody say that is a very good country to invest or live. Everyone is buying right now. But there is something they don't show you. Most people don't see it coming because there are things that builders and agents will never tell you when they are trying to sell. Every topic mentioned in this video applies to any city in Dominican Republic. So investing or living in DR sounds like a very good deal, but it is really? I will share what nobody tells you, or at least not before it's too late. Dominican Republic is one of the most popular destinations in the Caribbean. For people abroad looking for flats or houses, residential properties near the beach, like Punta Cana, La Romana, Puerto Plata, Samaná, there are several real estate offers. You will see new project developments or ready to live properties. And here is exactly what those offers usually hide: the scarcity trap. This is your last chance. This is a very reputable builder. You can reserve with only this much. But what proof you have of what you will obtain? The renders? The brochure? If the property you like is under construction, verify everything about the builder. Do not rely only on the sales pitch. Ask for evidence. Ask for documents. Ask for the official certifications. If they are real, they will provide all the information you need before accepting any money from you. Or they will sign a pre-contract before the final one, specifying the booking amount as refundable with timelines, not only to receive the down payment, also to share those documents with you. Here is the part many people don't know. In DR, it's very normal to start building and advertising before formalizing. And in touristic, there is also environmental and government certifications that must be up to date. Here I'm showing you the name of the documentation. If you want, you can pause the video here and take a screenshot. If you have in mind a resale property, they have a payment plan that makes everything looks easy. They will say everything is fine, but the question is still the same. What evidence do you have? You need to know if there is a debt or a mortgage, if there is a tenant living there, or if the property is under a rental program. This is the list of documents you need to ask before making a decision. If they don't provide those, that is already a warning sign. Brokers and agencies has the duty to verify this documentation before advertising a property. You have to know that the majority of people selling properties in Dominican Republic has a debt or a mortgage. So ask for these documents I'm showing you here to have evidence of what you need to know before giving any amount. If you buy a property with a land ownership problems, or from a fraudulent builder, or an old property with leaks, thinking in do remodelation projects later, you can end with a big problem. Legal issues, or a property you cannot fully own, or with a construction disaster. If the broker tells you, we only share those documents after you book, something is off. An owner that honestly don't have something to hide will agree to share the documentation as soon as possible. If you are truly interested because you love the flat or the house, is to agree on paying a reservation amount only if the documents are provided, and sign a pre-contract that clearly states that the booking money is refundable, just in case. The documents I am showing you here are the ones that prove whether a property has a debt or whether it is clean. If this information is useful for you, subscribe and share because it's free and help me a lot. If they tell you you need to pay a lawyer to get those documents, remember this. If you are the interest buyer, the expense of getting documents of a property on sale is not your responsibility. So, for what you need a lawyer? Here is a list of requirements that a lawyer should help you with. I can tell you that the average cost of hiring a lawyer is less than $1,000 maximum for a local, but for a foreigner or a Dominicans abroad, and more if you are buying near a tourist area, the lawyers ask for at least 1 to 2% of the property value. It's an additional cost you need to add to your budget. If you want more information about this or something else I missed to cover in this video, please drop a comment below and I will answer as soon as possible. Now let's talk about condominium rules. This is not about the community name or the residential rules that I talk about in one of my recent videos. This is about the condominium regulation document you receive when you buy a flat or a house in DR before giving any expression of interest if the property is on resale or as the builder if it's a new development. Because inside that document there is important information about what you will able to do or not with the property after you own it. For example, maybe you bought a property with a backyard because you love to do barbecues on weekends. Then later you discover that it's prohibited in your own property. Or if you bought a penthouse but you cannot build an extra room in the rooftop, build a gazebo only because a condominium rule. All residential projects do not allow those things. Another thing many people assume is that monthly fees will go down as more residential projects are coming inside these communities. But that is not true. You have to pay maintenance to the building administration. That is calculated by square footage or square meters. And additional to that, you need to pay a fee extra to the association, depending on how many bedrooms your property has. So for everyone living there, that can increase significantly as the area grows, especially with new commercial places, shopping areas. Now let's talk about rentals. If you buy for investment and you are not managing the rental yourself, you may become a victim of people who offer rental management services trying to rent your property outside the platform. They will offer one night at cheaper price if the guests pay them in cash without using the platform. Or they may use your property for themselves during low season or between bookings. That sounds small, but over time it creates serious problems. It can lead to lost incomes and total lack of control over who is entering your property. If you are going to live there or retire, you may plan in your budget. You will need an air conditioning almost all day. That is important, especially if you are planning the cost of living here. And if you don't mind a place where lakes and water bodies are artificial, but keep in mind these areas can attract mosquitoes. Some communities fumigate early in the morning to reduce them, but instead of the mosquitoes dying with the gas, they move towards balconies, windows, and doors. That can make summer evenings outside uncomfortable and, in some cases, increase concern about dengue. Another thing you need to analyze before investing is the use you will give to the property. Will you live there or will you rent it out? If you are buying to live there, there is something called total built area and something else called carpet area. Make sure the brochure clearly includes this information. If not, you will end with a matchbox. If you suffer from claustrophobia, investing in these residentials can be a problem. The standard size of a two-bedroom apartment can be around 60 to 80 square meters. And if privacy is important to you, study the master plan carefully. How far apart are the buildings? Are the balconies facing each other? Are the windows facing another window or just a brick wall? If you are investing to be near the beach and in the tropical paradise, your place should reflect that. It should feel open and connected to nature. Living on an island where the temperature is around 35 degrees year round with a thermal sensation of 40 and it rains almost every day can feel unbearable if you do not have enough windows, privacy, and open views. If you are investing for rent, you may choose almost any area, but remember that many complexes are competing with you. And even if demand is high, there is always a time of a year when competition becomes harder. That is when you may end up covering expenses and monthly payments from your own pocket just to keep the property running. I see many people that bought in Punta Cana expecting a strong short-term rental income. But that community is more family oriented. The majority of residents are long term families. You also need to think about the kind of environment you really want. Ciudad Las Canas has access to a beach area connected to Cap Cana. That is a luxury area. And I say connected carefully because hotels and resorts establish access limits. Cap Cana works in similar way. When they tell you that buying in Ciudad Las Canas give you access to all the amenities used by Cap Cana residents, that is not fully true. For example, there is a private club in Juanillo that Ciudad Las Canas residents cannot access. Before buying, I recommend staying in a rental inside the same residential you are interested in. See it for yourself. Do not trust only photos or videos. Do not book online or send a down payment by wire transfer just because a broker or a builder says everything looks good. There are plenty of offers and more to come. Don't take pressure with the flexible payment story. Ask for documentation. Don't rely on the lawyer only. Check whether the property has any previous debt. So the final decision now is in your hands. After watching this, ask yourself, what is the purpose of your investment? Will you live there or you will rent it out? What is a non-negotiable for you? Once you answer those questions, you will know which option makes sense for you or not. If this information is useful for you, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you.